Yeah, hello and welcome to another episode of the Spielworxx Chat Season 3. My name is Uli Blennemann and I hope you are all well. And I already hinted at Twitter that Spielworxx is increasing its team, and the new team member is not Steven Buonacore. He wanted a second Corvette, too expensive for cheapo Spielworxx. But the new team member is Phil Schmit. And welcome, Phil. How are you?
Hi, I'm fine. And I'm intrigued by the Corvette that I missed.
Yeah, no Corvette for anybody at Spielworxx, so way too cheap is Spielworxx for this. And hello, Matt. Good seeing you. Hello, Matze. Good seeing you. Hello, Mo. Hello to Texas. And hello, Chris to the UK. And there is also Tom Mitrelli. Hi. And if you have questions or comments, please put them in the chat window. Phil may even respond. I'm not sure, but he may respond. So, to start, Phil, for people who do not know you, please tell us something about you, about yourself.
Well, like most of us, I like board games. And but I also like other things. I like driving my new bike, and I like being outside, which doesn't work very well with games, but you can manage. And like Uli, I have a very keen interest in Prosecco and and punk music. So I think we match it at some small levels.
Yeah, and indeed. Hello, Hans, good seeing you. Mo is saying Phil's sound is a bit low. Let me try to adjust this a little bit. Hopefully it will be a little bit better when he talks again. Yeah, these famous P's, punk rock, Prosecco, everybody knows them, everybody likes them. And driving a bike is much better than driving a Corvette anyway, so much better. And we see in the background that you enjoy board games, complex board games. I think I spot not only a Space Empires, but also an Imperial Struggle by GMT Games, great games over there. Is there a genre of games that you prefer or that you especially like?
Well, I like historical themed games that take it a bit seriously. And so, it can have political themes or economic games. So, all the good stuff that has, that is a bit more than just a simple card game or rolling dice.
Yeah, although rolling dice is also good. So, of course, yeah. But political games, historical games, I think economic games, this is good for Spielworxx. So this is another reason why I think that Phil is a great fit. And Matt is commenting, Phil is violating corporate policy by not having Spielworxx titles in the background. Yes. So you're fired. So that was a short-term career here.
Sorry for the noise. I have one.
Yeah, but this is a whirligig game, although I see the Spielworxx logo. So next time be prepared better. And thank you, Matt, for this wonderful comment. Of course, in your professional life, you did something before, and at a certain point, maybe you mentioned this, what you did before, and at a certain point, you started a career in gaming. Why? What was the reason to do so?
Well, I think many of us, it started at some point during my studies that I developed a a deeper interest in board games. And
what did you study, to briefly interrupt?
I studied philosophy and history. And yeah, I'm a little master. And during my studies, I stumbled upon the then new board games, and I visited regular gaming nights, and so all of my student friends also had to play with me. So yeah, it developed a bit crazy.
To interrupt, sorry. So there you see there's another connection. I also studied history, but not philosophy. But were you at a certain point interested in becoming a teacher because of your studies of history, or was it never on your mind?
I never wanted to become a teacher, but I wanted to stay at the university and research fellow or something like that. Mm-hmm. So I also already started a PhD in history, but I then skipped it for something else. I wouldn't necessarily say better, but something else. And this something else was an internship at Ravensburger. Mm-hmm. So I started with them in their archives, mm-hmm. and then moved on to the editors. It all started with Ravensburger back then because they were very close to my university. I was studying in Constance at the lake.
Beautiful, yeah, beautiful area.
And it was 35 kilometers to Ravensburg, so that was manageable, even though it was long hours to drive, but each day. But so that was my starting point with board games.
How long is an internment or internship at Ravensburger? Is it 3 months, 6 months, a year, or how did they handle this?
So they offer 6 months, mm-hmm. And they have many separate
courses,
subdivisions,
okay.
where you can do them. So it's usual that you only have 6 months, but at that time they had the Smart Play project, which they wanted to combine smartphones and board games, and they were in need of cheap stuff. And so I continued to work for them. So I had a second internship, which is not normal. Because they usually only give you 6 months. So I made an entire year with them, and afterwards I tried to stay in board gaming in the industries, and
Let me. But first, I have to comment Mo is saying history hippies. Yeah, well, a good comment. But actually, there's another connection here because I never wanted to become a teacher, although I studied history myself too. And this is because of my mother, because she was a teacher. And if you see what a very important job it is, but how hard it is. And then I said, no, this is way too hard for me. I better not do it. And there's also Christoph. Hello, are you back in Munich or are you still in the US? So he's saying hi from Brooklyn. So good question by me. But he's saying he hopes to see you, Phil, at BochumCon again in January. So will you attend BochumCon? Yeah, you see. So we'll all meet in January. So, okay, so you were studying in southern Germany at Lake Constance, beautiful area, then moved to Ravensburger for a year, and was it possible to stay there or what did you do afterwards?
Well, yeah, I looked for something in the industry, and then it happened that the guys at Eggert Spiele were looking for somebody, and yes, after meeting them in their small office in Hamburg, and being a little bit intimidated by the drive of 800 kilometers that I had to do to get here. I met with Phil and Peter, and so they accepted my my job request, and so I worked for Eggert Spiele from 2015 to 19, including the Plan B era.
Which was different.
Which was different because I got to travel to Canada, and, which is very nice. But and then so they reshuffled the entire concept of doing board games, and wanted to do the editorial part in Canada again, and so I moved on. And so in 2019 I hired. I started to work for PD Verlag.
And there is also that brute Yellow Geek Bear. He's saying that I had a haircut. Yeah, correct. So, but he said he had a haircut today or recently too. So yeah, I did this of course for Essen. Till yesterday my hairs were that long. So I said, well, I need to go to the barber. And I think this is really interesting, Phil, because I think being at Ravensburger, to learn really the ropes, to learn what it is in being a professional in the industry, in the tabletop industry, is most important. I think it is a great start. And of course, Eggert Spiele is a completely different thing. You are more independent. You did project management, I assume. So I think this is also a very good step to be there. Yeah, well, everybody or a lot of people have heard stories about the Plan B purchase and what happened afterwards. We don't have to go into details here. So what did you do afterwards? So when you were saying I have to move, Plan B, no?
So I started for PD Verlag.
Who is PD Verlag? Because I think outside of Germany not that many people know PD Verlag.
So it's the home of McGann games. So Concordia or Imperial or now the new release Crossing Oceans, which we will show in Essen and have there hopefully. So it's mainly the project of Peter Dörsam and McGann, but we also started to have other game designers in our lineup. So in 2019 it was Christian Stör and Daniela Stör with Pictures, which came to be the game of the year in 2020. So in Germany. So that was also a very nice surprise, I guess. And that's where I am at the moment, but about more.
And for people who may, Phil mentioned this, who may want to know what PD stands for. PD, it's, as Phil said, it's Peter P. Dörsam D. So his company with others, mainly McGertz over there. And Matt is asking, and this maybe is another good point right here, does this mean Spielworxx is dead? And what is Spielworxx anyway?
What is Spielworxx anyway? That's a good question. No, it doesn't mean that it is dead. But it's getting a new life. I guess it's getting more like the thing that I do mainly, and it has I will do separate. Yeah, it will move on to be more like a board game agency or translating studio or whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
So, and perhaps if I find a good game that I want to publish and nobody else wants to publish, it will still publish or try to publish games.
Yeah, interesting. And for people who do not know this or who have maybe forgotten, Watch by Daniel Newman, the Brute from Brooklyn, is a Spielworxx game. It was just as a development studio and then moved in Germany to PD and in the US, I think to Rio Grande, right? So, and if you haven't seen Watch, please check out this great game developed by Spielworxx by Phil. In Essen, it will be available by PD, I guess, at the booth. So check it out. If you are in Essen or if you are in the US, check out the Rio Grande website, check out conventions where Rio Grande is. It is a great game in my opinion. So Spielworxx is alive, probably more live than before. And there is another comment by Yellow Geek Bear. You have a picture of a bear in the background. Coincidence? No, it is my favorite kid. So that is Stups over there. So and this is actually an original Harald Lieske. So yeah, very important. So Spielworxx is there. But what will you do at Spielworxx? Because now you're a member of the Spielworxx family. But what will you actually do?
That's a good question, and if you don't know it...
No clue. I have no clue.
So Uli asked me if I would like to help him regarding the big picture and also help with project management and the fair management. So those are two topics that I will help with, I hope.
Yeah.
So I guess I will.
For sure. Yeah, you have to see. So one thing, as Phil mentioned, there's fair management and project management. Fair management. Yeah. No company, apart from the really big ones, have an event staff. Of course, now... Phil is not a full-time event manager, but at least this will be helpful. Which fairs to attend, how to attend them, be there with a booth, how big a booth, is it worthwhile, what are we intending to do there, sell games, just market our games. So and I think this is extremely important, but not difficult to do in addition to your day job. So yeah. And Björn Yellow Geek Bear is confirming he has played Watch, very good design. And Matt is saying Spielworxx at GenCon 2023. So we will talk about, Phil and I will talk about fairs next year, probably November, December. So if Phil convinces me, then we will be there. Chances are low. We'll see. So what does project management mean? So what will you do, Phil?
So as we all know, Uli has lots of projects. Some say not enough. Most of the people say not enough. And So I will step in and help manage the, like, if it is a translating project, I will help in the translation, but else I will try to get the editor to do his part and to get to manage the time of the graphic department or the illustrator, so that we will have the stuff in time. And so just helping with, okay, this has to be done at that point, this will be next, and then we will have this hopefully all in time for the production. And those big landmark time stamps wherever things have to be finished. And deadlines.
Deadlines. But this will be most helpful because I have way too many projects, and I would like to get a couple off my desk in time, because I'm sitting on some for a way too long time. So this will be also most helpful. And Phil also said, taking a big picture view, so the strategic part, because I, as a publisher, so I have so much on my desk that it is very difficult to see the whole forest. I'm only seeing trees, and I'm losing contact to the bigger picture. And this is another thing that Phil will do and help me, and hopefully telling me, Uli, oh no, this is stupid to do it in this way.
Why do you want to start with Japanese card games now? Why? Do we have a line for that? Well, perhaps.
Fired again. But this is extremely important, because I can fill my complete day with nitty-gritty details. Is this correct? Shall I do in this game? Should the graphics be changed in all this? How many games to do per year? Will they go to crowdfunding? Will this be a 1,000 copies print run? Partners, shall we look for them early? Should we just wait and is that somebody picks up a game? How to market a game? And of course, this is all interrelated, also with fairs and with project management. So what are you most looking forward to at Spielworxx, apart from the Prosecco?
Well, that's an unfair question, because the Prosecco was mainly the thing I looked forward for. No, I like to work again with games that I like to play, and as I have the back catalog of Spielworxx somewhere here, so it is. I want to dabble again in the games that are not by one author or not for families, so I want to have the full access to and working with games that really interest me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm also looking forward to this. And Björn is saying, goofing around with the CEO of Spielworxx. Björn, this is chief bottle washer and table washer or whatever, or dishwasher of Spielworxx. That's my main job. And COO sounds wonderful, but I see myself not in this role. But we will start after the fair, so November-ish, October-ish, whatever. And I'm really excited. Let's see how this develops. I think it is definitely a good thing for the Spielworxx, and let's see what the future will bring in gaming from Spielworxx, from Spielpunks, and
Yes. Interesting times to be alive, I think.
In several regards, for sure. And yeah, before we close, please do not forget, next Saturday, October 1, is Conworks 3. So that is Spielworxx' own small, cozy online gaming convention right before Essen, because next week is already Essen, which is also interesting, more or less. The full program of Conworks can be viewed here. I'm putting this in the chat window. So if you are able to join, maybe for some talks, for some chats, please do so. I'd love to see you. Of course, for you overseas people, the morning ones here in Germany are hard to watch, but I'd love to see you there. And if people already would like to reach you, Phil, how can they best do so?
That's a good question. I think I have an info@spielworxx.com email.
Yeah, but Phil will get a Spielworxx email address also. So, but yeah, so by mail to info@spielworxx.de, I guess it is, or is it .com?
That's also. Just visit my website, Spielworxx.com, so there's also the contact page.
So that is Spielworxx over here. So you will find Phil, and soon via Spielworxx as well. Yeah, thank you all. Or at Essen. If you are attending Essen, please stop by, talk to Phil, bring Prosecco. Yeah. Thank you all for your time. Thank you, Phil, first for being here, being my guest, and of course also for joining Spielworxx. And the next Spielworxx chat is in 2 weeks. Next week is almost Essen, and this Tuesday evening will be probably already stressful. I'm driving to Essen early Wednesday morning because it's just a 1-hour drive. And we'll see. So in 2 weeks there is a Spielworxx chat, fresh from Essen, with some news maybe from Essen. And if you would like to have a topic discussed in advance, or have a question that you'd like to ask in advance, please drop me a mail at uli@spielworxx.de. That is uli@spielworxx.de. And otherwise, till October 11, that's in 2 weeks. Bleibt alle gesund, support the Ukraine, it's now more important than ever, and bye-bye, bye.